welcome to episode 15, season 2 of One Angry Black Republican podcast. I'm your host, B. This is the podcast where morality checks extremism. Okay, so very important topic today, the Upshaws. Netflix just released the full season of a new black comedy sitcom, starring Mike Epps, Wanda Sykes, and Kim Fields. Okay, about a pretty middle class family. Benny, he has a shop. That is, wife and sister. He's one of the, mechanic shop. Wife and sister helped him, establish, but he's this, classic, typical TV father, whether they're black or white, the bumbling father, who can never get it right, can't get right. The can't get right father. And, the immaculate, on point, sister, with the great job and, all of her faculties in order and everything organized, and, the sidekick sister, it's like, is there a woman in America that doesn't, have their sister in their lives, like, every single moment of every single second. And I understand the whole sister vibe thing and the whole sister, I definitely have, two baby girls that I enjoy the fact that they're in each other's lives, consistently. So I get it. So I'm not really knocking that element, but in this particular case, the sister and the husband are, constantly banging, heads. It's almost, I put up a post, when I saw this show, Martin 2.0, because it got that kind of Martin formula, one of the big, elements of the show is, Mike Epps, the Benny character, who is, married, but, he just, seemed to be full of baby mamas all over the place. And, so he got the oldest kid, and I see the writers here, trying to, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, try to have, almost, on the positive side of development, as opposed to the underbelly of underdevelopment. I could see that being thought out in some of the components of the script. The story line. The two high school. I guess they're high school sweethearts. That's what I'm drawing out of it. And I did watch the complete season. So the two high school sweethearts, I guess. They have the oldest child, and, Bernard, ironically, for me, that is, Bernard, in this particular story, their oldest child, who, has abandonment issues from dad, doesn't have those same issues from mom. So I guess she was, consistent, throughout, his life, because he's her oldest child. And then there's the two school-age children. I guess one is the high school girl, and then the younger baby, the middle, probably elementary, child. And and this is interesting because, I guess somewhere, around the birth of, baby 2, the teenage girl, Benny dips out on the marriage or relationship, whatever. I guess they're trying to posit it as if he had a break or whatever. They want to break, and which I just can't wrap my head around in the first place. But he produces another child, so he has the boy, who's the, I guess he's the thug. Same age as the girl, or then that same, I guess their birthdays were on the same day. That was one of the episodes. So it's like, this situation. And then, apparently there's another baby mama that, somewhere, because apparently the younger kid, maybe around the birth of the younger kid, there was another, it's like, setting up the pattern almost as if, when black men have these, and I say black men specifically because it's a, show, one of our shows now, it's in our DNA now. But, I guess the way it's being posited is that, black men, I guess we have some aversion, to, women when they're pregnant, I guess, men, this is setting up the whole idea that he's dipped off and had these other children, which also just lays it thick onto the cultural, conundrum that, we seem to always face when we are, looking at ourselves on the quote unquote silver screen. But, today I just want to talk a little bit about, this whole idea, because, I'm looking at this show in from two lenses, okay? And, Du Bois, gave us that, it's like, when you're black in America, it's like everything is best case scenario, worst case scenario, because, we do live in two Americas in America. King, gave us that idea, the concept of two Americas. So when you're living in both Americas, okay, or between both Americas, you tend to develop two lenses. You got a lens in the master culture world. Excuse me. And then there's the lens in the black world, okay? And, this show, the question I have is, are we dealing with a show that's, on the side of cultural development, so to speak? Is it culturally developmental, progressive? Or is it just another in the litany of blaxploitation, films or shows that seek to just exploit the culture, for the benefit of the individuals who are, backing, financially these particular types of shows, okay? And, when you look at, this show, Netflix, and don't get me wrong, Netflix has been, bumping a lot out, in terms of the, quasi egregious. I mean, Mama's Black Bottom, and, we saw, what else? This new Jamie Foxx, Don't Embarrass Me, Dad, or, this show, so it's like, we keep seeing these images, and don't get me wrong, these are, why I'm on the fence in terms of the Upshaws is because, at the end of the day, when you're in, the black America, these are some real life situations or circumstances. Black men, many of us got, two baby mamas, three baby mamas. You know what I mean? And, every situation is different. You know what I'm saying? Every situation didn't arise from some, black man, doing something, illicit, while, holding on to the emotions of another person. And I think that in itself is where, the master culture usually is behind the deliverance of these type of films, usually, catching us off. You know what I'm saying? So, this particular podcast, I didn't want to really delve too much into, a solid analysis, but I did want to at least introduce this idea that, this is an important topic for us to explore moving forward. So I don't want to really ruin it. I want to at least give another week before, I really delve deep into this analysis. But, I just wanted to introduce the question. Is this is this progress in television for black shows, or is this another in the blaxploitation? So I'll pick this up next week. Stay tuned to my Facebook, where you can, and also subscribe to the YouTube, so that we can move this into a more live podcast, which is what I'm seeking to do. Okay, One Angry Black Republican. Until next week, I urge you to watch the show, watch the entire season. And I'm going to give another week before I really delve into it, because I got to talk about, the episode specifically. I didn't want to do that this podcast, to blow the, for other individuals. But, so with that being said, One Angry Black Republican, I'm signing out. Peace.